you are entering a strange new world, the world beneath the sea. Here, we're exploring new sources of food and raw materials to meet the future needs of people on Earth. Here, 400 miles off the mainland, we've established the Underseas Experimental Station of Hydro, where 850 people live and work. This is Hydro. My name, Ben Brady. Rank, Captain. Branch of service, Gillmen. The Gillmen, dedicated to maintaining law and order in Hydro. In a moment, from the depths of the ocean, this week's story. This is the pressure plant. It supplies pressurized air to the Underseas Experimental Station. Without the correct air pressure inside the buildings, the walls would collapse under the tremendous weight of the ocean. It was July 14th, 1:55 p.m. I was escorting the relief guard to the pressure plant. The entrance to the water lock is electrically operated. The wheel is for emergency purposes. The pressure plant is the heart of the undersea station. If its mechanism should ever fail, if that throbbing noise should ever stop, all our buildings would crumble and collapse from the weight of the water.
Everything under control, Martin?
Oh, nice and dull, Captain.
Got anything planned for this afternoon?
No. Why?
Well, I know where we can find us a 7-foot barracuda. I'd just like to try and stick a spear in.
Suits me.
Who are you kidding, Martin? You couldn't hit a whale with a pitchfork.
Rated operations. This is a routine test of the pressure plant emergency bell. Please disregard.
Test okay.
Thank you.
Don't worry, Captain. I'll have it fixed, sir.
Ready, Martin?
I'm on my way.
Operations to Captain Brady. Operations to Captain Brady.
This is Brady. Go ahead.
Dr. Turner and his assistant reported in trouble 420 meters from you at approximately N plus 38 degrees, 51 fathoms. Proceed immediately.
We're on our way. Let's go, Martin.
I'm with you. How's your air supply, Captain?
About 18,000 pounds. It'll last.
Dr. Paul Turner was chief biophysicist assigned to the experimental station of Hydro. He often made exploratory trips to the depths to obtain and study marine life and undersea mineral deposits. His work was vital to the establishment and operation of our pioneer industries. The pressure at 51 fathoms is dangerous. Its effects are unpredictable. It can sometimes produce nitrogen narcosis. The victim's brain becomes numb. He loses all reason and will often disregard his own safety. Dr. Turner had run out of air, and in his present state hadn't thought of using his reserve air supply. I turned it on for him.
Where is your assistant?
He's lost down below. It's no use. He took off his mask and dived down. It's hopeless.
It was hopeless. The important thing was to get Turner back to his quarters. He'd regained some of his reasoning, but he was still in bad shape. 15 minutes later, we were in Paul Turner's apartment. He was in a state of shock.
You should lie down, Paul. Paul.
Miss Turner. Might be better if we left him alone for a while. Losing Dr. Cromwell's hit him pretty hard.
How did it happen?
Nitrogen narcosis. Went on too deep. Pressure must have affected his mind, and he went on all the way.
No hope? How awful.
We murdered him. We murdered him.
Where does it end? Every week there's another death. Last week we lost Captain Perkins this way. Today it was Cromwell. Tomorrow maybe you, Brady. Or the miners in the mineral beds. When does it stop?
I wish I had the answer.
But you don't. No one does. And until we get it, we have no right to live under siege.
Why don't you get some rest, Doctor? You need me, Mrs. Turner. I'll be in the commissioner's office.
Thank you, Captain.
It was obvious that Dr. Turner was much too unnerved by Cromwell's death to listen to reason. His condition worried me. I had to speak with the commissioner at once.
That'll do it.
Hi, Ben.
Commissioner?
Just heard about Cromwell. Tough break. How's Turner taking it?
Pretty rough. I think we'd better get him topside.
That bad?
I'd also suggest that until he leaves, we keep an eye on him.
Isn't that a little drastic?
Maybe, but the situation calls for it.
Okay, Ben. Why don't you change into something a little more comfortable?
Good idea. I guess I won't be going back in the water again today.
It's the pressure plant. The pressure's falling.
Operation Suppressor Plant. Operation Suppressor Plant. It's funny. Operation Suppressor Plant. Operation Suppressor Plant. Better get down there, Ben.
Pressure plant to operations. Pressure plant to operations. This is Dr. Turner.
Turner? What's going on, Dr. Turner? Where's the guard?
I forced him out of here.
You've done what?
Commissioner, I've reduced the pressure inside the buildings. I've slowed down the generators.
You're slowed? Have you gone crazy? Don't you realize what'll happen?
Yes. I'm forcing you to abandon this entire underseas project. The buildings will collapse in exactly 60 minutes. You have more than enough time to evacuate everyone.
You can't be serious.
I am, Commissioner. I'm going to destroy this project.
He's out of his mind. Can't take any chances. Order everyone into operational uniforms, and then try to get into the pressure plant.
Right.
Commissioner, I don't want to hurt anyone, but remember you have only 60 minutes.
I took a demolition team down with me to try to penetrate the plant. We tried the wheel, but it wouldn't budge. The lock mechanism was jammed. The door wouldn't open.
Let's not waste any more time. Start setting low concussion charges. Don't load it up. Only 2 caps.
We had to be careful. Too big a charge could damage the delicate machinery inside the pressure plant. We swam off to a sheltered spot where I could set off the charge by means of a remote-controlled detonator. No use. The door was still jammed. I posted a guard and returned to report the bad news.
He's really they got us.
I'm afraid so.
Dr. Turner.
You're wasting time. There are only 51 minutes left.
But, Doctor, you can't let Cromwell's death ruin this whole project.
It's not Cromwell. It's all who will die if we stay here. I won't be part of this monstrous project.
It's no use.
Let me try. Doctor, this is Brady. Now listen to me. You're a scientist. Certainly you must know that when men first explored the atom, there were tragic deaths too, but that didn't stop them. When we broke the sound barrier, men were lost, but that didn't hold up progress.
Have you finished?
No. Down here, we can help solve the problem of supplying every man, woman, and child on Earth with food to eat, of giving industry the raw materials they need. Doctor, of course, these deaths are tragic, but how can you expect progress without sacrifice?
Have you finished now?
Yes.
You have only 49 minutes left. Don't waste any more time.
Okay, Ben. Prepare for evacuation.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Turner, I will order evacuation.
Good. But remember, any tricks and I'll wreck the pressure machine so that hydro will collapse immediately. Is that understood?
Yes, except for one thing. All civilians will be evacuated, but my men will stay here. You won't succeed.
You can't stop me. All you'll do is waste more lives.
That's the chance we have to take. Stand by. Stand by. As many of you know,
There were 45 minutes left before the experimental station of Hydro would collapse. Dr. Turner was obviously insane, but there was nothing we could do but accept his terms.
you must all be evacuated immediately. Now listen carefully to what I have to say.
Proceed immediately to the water locks designated by the evacuation plan posted on your door. Please remember that there is no danger, that we have sufficient time for a complete evacuation, but that any panic will cause delays which might be dangerous to all of us. That is all.
Good, but keep the tunnels clear. Any hope of getting into the plant? With heavy demolition? No. Any heavy concussion might damage the machinery.
How about compressed hydrogen?
Maybe. First, I want to make one thing clear. Men, this goes for all of you. As soon as the civilians are evacuated, you're free to leave. I mean this. You're all entirely free to leave. This is the most dangerous mission. Might mean death to any one of you. No one will think the less of you for leaving. If you are leaving, please let me know now.
Guess that makes it unanimous, Commissioner.
Thanks, man. Okay, Ben. 35 minutes left. Compress hydrogen.
Right, sir. Come on. Martin.
In 31 minutes, the buildings would collapse unless we could penetrate the plant and restore the pressure. Applying compressed hydrogen was a long process, and the minutes kept slipping by.
Keep those things moving. Don't let them burn in.
By the time we finished, there were 24 minutes left. A turn of the wheel would mean life for the outpost, but the wheel wouldn't budge.
Civilian evacuation complete, sir.
Well, checkpoints reported, Stevens?
Yes, sir.
Good. Commissioner to Captain Brady. Commissioner to Captain Brady.
Brady speaking.
Any luck?
Yeah, all bad. Has the evacuation been completed?
Just this minute.
Then suppose I try heavy demolition.
No, Ben, it's too dangerous. At least this way we have 23 minutes left.
But, Commissioner,
No, Ben, it's too risky. I can't take...
Commissioner Harley, over here.
Hold it, Ben.
Look, a porthole. It's really happening.
Ben.
Right here.
Use heavy demo. Use anything you want. Get in there. The walls are starting to go.
21 minutes to go. There was no time to waste. The men started working feverishly to get the charges set. The charges we were using now would loosen the door all right, but would we still hear the pumping of the pressure machines after the explosion? We would know in a matter of seconds. I was scared. If the explosion wrecked the pressure machines, our situation would be hopeless. But we had no choice. It worked. The long shot paid off. Now to tackle Dr. Turner inside the pressure plant. If he'd heard our blast, no telling what he might do to the equipment. I couldn't waste too much time. I had to get in there fast. There were only 19 minutes to go. I started to strip off my equipment. I had to be free to move quickly. Once Turner saw me come through the hatch, he wouldn't lose a second trying to destroy the mechanism. I kept my breathing unit on till the last minute.
It's funny Turner isn't here. I don't get it. Why don't the machines start up? The control bar is missing. Where is he?
Not here.
He's gotta be here. Captain, he talked to us from here. He reduced the pressure.
I know he did, but... Who says he talked to us from here?
He reduced the pressure, all right, and he called us from here. Then before we could get down there, he must have grabbed the control bar, got out, and jammed the door.
My gosh, you're right. And all the time, we just assumed that he was here. But actually, he could have been talking to us from anywhere else.
Sure, and we never thought to check. What prize idiots we were.
How are we gonna find him?
Triangulation.
Of course! The control bar. It's radioactive. We can pick it up on our direction finders.
Well, we got 16 minutes, Martin. Let's go. Harris, you stay here.
I set up a triangulation system with operations, and we began to track Turner down. We'd find him all right, but would it be in time? Within seconds, the direction finders started to react. At first, the signals were weak, but I knew that there was sufficient radioactivity in the control bar to give us the necessary readings.
Brady to operations. 4.7 off the zenith.
4.7 off the zenith. Go ahead, Martin. Up to 1.4 now, holding a steady horizontal direction. Tell Captain Brady to drop 15 fathoms. Operations to Captain Brady.
Drop 15 fathoms. Drop 15 fathoms. Brady to operations. 2.9. 3.1. Getting stronger.
Another 4 fathoms downward.
Operations to Captain Brady. Drop 4 fathoms. You should be sighting him any moment. Do you see him? No, don't see him, but he's coming through strong.
Very strong. He's got to be near you somewhere. Proceed directly ahead.
Check.
Instruct Martin to join me.
What's happened, Captain?
I don't know. I lost it. I'm not getting anything. Doesn't make any sense.
Brady, this is the Commissioner. Could he have dropped the control bar?
No, I'd still be getting a signal.
As long
long as the bar's in the water, we should be hearing the beeps. That's it, Commissioner. It's out of the water. But where could he be?
There's only one place, Ben. The Coral Atoll. He must be right near it.
Right. I'm going after him.
I was down pretty deep. I had to rise slowly. Too sudden a change in water pressure might bring on the bends. Turner, be reasonable. Give me that bar. Turner, give me that control bar. Hand it over, Turner.
Wait. I'll
Give
jump.
me that control bar.
I'll jump!
I surfaced quickly, put on my goggles and fins, and started after Turner. He had to be near me somewhere. Then I spotted him not far ahead. I left Turner to be picked up by Martin and swam back to get my equipment. Time was running out, but I could never reach the pressure plant without my breathing equipment. With the seconds ticking away, I raced as quickly as I could to the cliff. There were only 6 minutes left to get the control bar back to the pressure plant.